My name's David Gunston. They call me Disco. Hello, my name's David Gunston. I'm here right now to share my story with you, with everybody out there. It all started back in 2006 when my job from Ford was redundant, and I got a package, and my intentions was, to pay off all my bills, like all my debts. I went to Centrelink. I explained to Centrelink. I gave them all my redundancy work, paperwork, and I explained how much I had, and they said, with your redundancy payment, you've got to live on this for 12 months. When I walked away, I come to realise, with the amount of money I had left, I'd be lucky to get through a couple of months if I'm lucky. So I thought, to save money, I'll make a sacrifice over my car for a while. So I grabbed as much clothes and like blankets and stuff to, if I can, get some sleep at night. Be comfortable and warm, and I just started to live in my car for about 6 to 8 weeks. I just want to say, so there's no misunderstandings, that with my mum and dad, they were very, very supportive. They they offered me to come home. I was at a stage where I just wanted to see, what I can do for myself, and try and learn, now than, I'd rather learn now than later. Let's see who I am, and let's see how strong I can be. And I just wanted to take on what's out there on my own, and try to be responsible and learn responsibility on my own. And I also had that, start from the bottom, try to work my way up. But love you, Mum and Dad. I just wanted to see how far I can go on my own, and it was a really tough choice, but I kind of felt, now's the time to really learn responsibility on my own, and try not to depend on others, and just try to depend on myself. Love you, Mum and Dad. Living in your car can be really, really tough. There was so many things that I didn't think of and would never been aware of, and I thought it was going to be hard, but my God, it was just 10 times harder than you can imagine. Like hot days it's really hot, and cold days it's freezing. You got to drive around all day, and you got to fork out a lot of money for petrol, and fork out money for food, and finding places to shower, get yourself clean, and find laundry mats to clean your clothes. Like, there's just finding places to brush your teeth and have a shave. It's very, very hard, and especially when you don't know what services are out there, it's also hard. After 5, 6, I think maybe 7, 8 weeks, I started to have all these policemen that I gotten to know, and police that was asking me to move on, and so you can't park here, and there's no parking zone, and I never took it personally, because all they're doing is their job, so just don't take it personal. They're just doing their job. One night I broke down crying in front of an officer. I'm like, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I start? I'm at my lowest point. Can you give me any advice? Where can I go to get help? That's what I need right now. I put my hand up, I need help. please help me, help me, help me. They led me to a community centre in North Melbourne called Osborne Community Centre, and I went there and yeah, I just explained all my situations. They put me onto a housing worker, and you know, I explained everything, and he said, "Can you please come back tomorrow and let's see what we can do, and let's try and get you a roof over your head, and you know, hopefully sooner or later you can get a really good night's sleep." Now in Preston, this is where I got moved to by Osborne Community Centre to get a roof over my head, share accommodation, and just here on the ground floor, well, that was my room. Yeah, I moved here, and about to share probably my darkest hours. And yeah, after I moved in and just finished unpacking everything and settling in, I was finally, or at the time I was finally thinking I'm going to get a really good sleep tonight. And as I was sleeping, I kind of woke up and the house was like really dark, and like I could feel the vibrations of the house. Yeah, and I sort of thought, okay, it's just my roommates, they're probably doing God knows what, they're probably listening to music. I tried to go back to sleep, and then my door very quickly got smashed in, and I come across 3 torches, like they were just waving, flashing them at me. The first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Can you please get those torches out of my face?" And you know, all of a sudden I was just seeing them like they were just all waving around, and I repeated myself. These 3 torches just charged at me, like they surrounded my whole bed. Like I did feel something on my head, but like I just wasn't sure, and I just kept repeating, you know, leave me alone, like get out of my room, get out of my room. And the lights came on, and I just happened to see three policemen, one with the gun straight. I kind of went into a panic. I kept yelling out, "I can't hear, I can't hear, I can't hear." My hearing aids are on my right. I can't hear, I can't hear, I can't. It's like every time I went to speak, like the gun was like, it's like it's just ready to shoot. And because I couldn't hear what the policeman was saying, like my heart was just like, I thought any second now, like I'm gone. But I just kept yelling out, I'm deaf, I can't hear," and he backed off. I put my hearing aid on. Like the 3 guys living there, they were gone. They disappeared, and I was in the house by myself. Yeah, I just had to wait, and as the policemen were coming out, like there was cop cars here, and well, of course all the neighbours were out, what's going on. Yeah, they said come in, like more policemen rocked up, and I was crying. I went back inside, and as I was going inside, the policemen were coming down the stairs, and they just had all these bags of evidence. There was a knife, there was a gun. I kind of kept thinking, you know, how could I be put in the middle of a war zone or position like that? The police called me in, and they said, "You're okay. There's nothing in your room that we're looking for," and they apologised, you know, for smashing my door in, and I had to really try my best to stay up for a majority of the night between the situation and when they come in and fix my door, because I kind of felt if I go to sleep, I got no door, and if I'm asleep and I can't hear, I could wake up in an empty room. Like, who knows what these guys could do. I also had no idea of when or what time they were coming back. So it was a very confusing, scaring situation. We are back at Osland Community Centre the day after my drug raid experience. I came back here after the police fixed my door and everything, and I explained to the housing worker what happened, and I was also crying, and I was really shaken up, and I was feeling traumatized. I was really scared. I was speaking to the housing worker, I spoke to other workers, and they all decided to put me in a crisis accommodation centre. After I was put into Flagstaff Crisis Accommodation Centre, I just spent a few days to calm myself down, cool down, and try to regroup. Yeah, I was very lucky enough to have all the support workers there keep an eye on me and make sure I was okay, and they were doing a lot of knocking on my door and doing check-ins. My first intentions was to go back to the house and collect all my stuff. I went back to the house, and I was gathering all my things, putting them into my bags. Yeah, there's 3 guys. They all came back. Yeah, I was just packing. I was just minding my own business. Yeah, they all, I just had my door open for fresh air and stuff. And they saw me packing, and they started asking questions like, where are you going? What are you doing? And what you say to the police. That they started getting these ideas that because I was packing, and because I was packing so quick, we got into these big arguments where I just repeatedly said nothing, and they kept accusing me of, thinking that I'd adopt them in, and I didn't. We sort of fights sort of started, and I was just trying to defend myself, and then all 3 of them just all jumped on me and like throwing punches at me, and a little pocket knife came out, and like they just cut me here, and they just kept me on the ground for a while, and I just kept saying I give up, like I don't want to fight anymore, and they finally got up, and like they just started throwing some of my stuff around the room, like just tried to make my room tried to mess my room up a bit. And they left, and I grabbed all my stuff, and I just felt so roughed up, and I was worried about the cuts I got from the knife, and I thought I better go get checked, and I thought, they've taken my phone, so I got to go to a nearest phone box, call an ambulance. Just grabbed what I could, and I just walked a few blocks, and just called an ambulance and went to St Vincent's Hospital. After coming out of hospital, and thank God, everything turned out to be not as bad as I thought it was. I come back to Flagstaff, and I just continued a bit of rest. At the same time, it was really hard because I was still going through a lot of mental visions with the drug raid, where when the lights turned on, and the first thing I saw was this policeman with a gun to my head. So I was kind of still in a dark place, but I was still very shaky, very rattled. At the same time, I was sort of mentally just thanking God I was still alive. Still going through a lot of emotions. I was still, as much as I was trying not to, I was still crying a lot. But yeah, I was just always in my room, and just non-stop flashbacks. So after a couple of days, I went into the office, had a really good meet and greet with my caseworker, and we had a really big chat. And I kept explaining to my worker that what I really need right now is really to find things to do. I really need to distract my thoughts, because sooner or later I might, who knows if I'm going to snap or, you know, like go crazy or just really lose my temper. And I don't want myself to come to that. So I was begging my worker to find me things to do and try to start getting me active again. I was even asking requests like, give me a mop, give me a broom, I'll clean this place. Like just give me something to do. I'll wash dishes, I'll do anything. Just give me something to do, give me something to do. He came back the next day, and I think he also brought our meeting to the Flagstaff staff meetings, because a lot of workers, I found out the next couple of days, were like approaching me and like, Dave, there's sports programs you might be interested in, this is what's going on. And my worker come back to me and he mentioned a CVP program at Osland Community Centre. CVP means Client Volunteer Program. It's a volunteer program where you come down and you do a lot of kitchen work through the breakfast and lunch services at Osland Community Centre Monday to Friday. And I thought, you know, it'd be a good way to escape my room and escape Flagstaff, and you know, let's see what I can get out of this. When I went to Osland to try and join CVP, I come across a worker named Antoinette. She was the CVP coordinator at the time, and a beautiful worker, she's got the biggest heart and soul. We had the biggest chat. I explained everything to her, how I just lost my job and living in my car, and at the time, you know, previous nights I just had the worst experience of my life in shared accommodation. And I also told her all I want to do now is try and put what's happened behind. I don't want to go backwards, I want to go forwards. You know, I want to bring my old self back where I used to be positive, happy. And she was like, the first thing I'm going to do, David, is I'm going to put you on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday shifts. You're going to be doing breakfast, lunch, washing dishes. And part of me just wanted to hug her, but yeah, I was just non-stop, thank you. And so I started volunteering. Yeah, and at the same time, I started joining some sports programs through RecLink. I was just so focused on making sure I was doing the job right. So I was slowly starting to be in a bit of a recovery mental state, but at the same time, I still had a couple of days of the week where, you know, I was back in my room again, and the flashbacks were still coming and going. So I kept nagging all the workers. I was like, give me more things to do. I'm hungry for things to do. Feed me. So from the time I got out of hospital to where I am in conversation now, I've just become a volunteer. I've joined some sports programs. I'm learning to draw and I'm learning to play music. Also with like everyone I was volunteering with, everyone was playing sport with, I was drawing with, playing music with, I was starting to realise it didn't matter where I was going, I was around people that were on the same level as I was. Like everyone was going through some sort of experience. That sort of made me start to feel a little bit not alone anymore, because everyone's going through a situation just like I am. I just started sort of very slowly, week by week, month by month, just started to bring my old self back, where I was starting to rebuild motivation, like rebuild confidence. I was starting to come out of my shell. I wasn't feeling as scared as I was. Very, very slowly, I was starting to get that cop out of my head. I kept telling myself, like, keep trying to keep yourself out there, and keep trying to, like, because of what's working, try and do more. So the more I kind of felt, the more I can do, the more I can get busy. And I suppose more importantly, the more I'm around people and around good people who make you feel comfortable, I was starting to realise I was in positive environments, not negative environments, which really helps. I was around people who were going through similar situations. Some were even going through a lot worse than what I went through. I kind of feel like, this is not a too bad way to start to recover from what I've just been through.
Known each other for a long time. I reckon you've been connected with us for about 15 years. Is that right? Yeah.
That's right.
Met Dave. He was a client of Osram House, where we are today, and then he joined the Client Volunteer Program. So it's a 2-year recovery program, so working with people with a lived experience of homelessness. And Dave had this amazing worker called Antoinette, who encouraged you onto the program. Dave was volunteering most days at Osram Community Centre, which is a drop-in centre for people who are homeless and marginalised. You did a bit of everything, didn't you, Dave?
Oh yeah.
Breakfast, helping out with breakfast service, lunch service.
Doing breakfast, lunch, washing dishes, cleaning up, recycling.
Barbecues.
Serving meals, barbecues,
Yeah.
doing gardening as well at the time. Remember the garden bed outside?
Yeah, we had a garden, that's right, community garden. So Dave was pretty much, it was a 2-year program, but I think you were involved with that for about 10 years. So you were one of the first graduates, from that volunteer program. So it's a really proud moment for us with Dave graduating, and he identified that he wanted to give back to the community, and you decided to run a basketball program. So that's when you met with Peter, and you guys set up Y Street Ball at YMCA in North Melbourne, which was really fantastic. And then you continued to volunteer with us. So Dave has been volunteering with us for 16 years this year. So now he volunteers as well as helping out the odd kitchen shift. He's graduated from that now, and you do run a pool and table tennis session every week at Osram House. So he gets all our clients out of their rooms and socialising and playing pool and table tennis. And you also, we do some comps as well, but he also is a really great mentor with our client group. So people who are living in Osram House, he's getting telling his story that he used to live here and what he's achieved. He's been a really great advocate and great support and mentor for our client group. So we're really, really proud of Dave. Everyone, everyone is so proud of what you've achieved, and he's so generous with his time.
My volunteering journey continues. More great times to come. Still working with amazing people. So thank you.